Hi, Amy. Okay, so tell me something about your forthcoming film, Rajinikanth 2.0. What is your role like? Like we don't know anything more about your role. We know everything about Akshay Kumar and Rajinikanth. So tell us something about what you are going to be doing in the film.
Okay, if anybody knows Shankar, then they know that to release any details about roles or characters is forbidden.
Right.
However, and it's because he's got so much vision and so much preparation behind it.
Right.
Obviously,
Right.
We went over to LA
Right.
about 2 years ago to get the fittings for all the costumes.
Right.
A lot of money has gone into it, a lot of effort, a lot of thought process.
Right.
But what I can say is that my character is very different to anything I've played before.
Right.
And it's very different to how I am as a person. I had to completely change my whole demeanour when I had to play this character, and I believe that I won't get the chance to play this type of role again. It's very appropriate for the film I'm doing, and it's very fitting for 2.0. So I think it's a once in a lifetime role for sure.
Okay. This is your second film with Akshay Kumar. So how has your rapport been with him? Like considering you've already done a film with him already.
Amazing. He's an awesome actor, and because he's such a genuinely nice person, it's always so easy on set. Obviously, Singer's Bling was so much fun. It was
Right.
a comedy, and we had a ball. We shot in Goa and
Right.
we shot in Punjab.
Right.
Now, I actually haven't shot any scenes whatsoever with Akshay yet.
Oh,
I have
okay.
15 days left on my filming process for 2.0,
Okay.
and they will all be with Akshay, so I'm really excited. We rejoin the sets next week,
Okay.
and it'll be like a nice reunion
Right.
on the sets with him.
Okay. You worked with Akshay Kumar, you worked with Nawazuddin, and now you're working with Rajinikanth also in this film. So, you are still finding your way in Bollywood, and yet you have managed to, work with the A-listers in Bollywood. So, how does that feel? How has the experience been like?
Very, very honoured to get the chance to work with these type of people, and to get to work on films like Freaky Ali with Nawazuddin Siddiqui. He's a performer who I've learnt a lot from.
Right.
I think he's very impromptuous, and he's very off the hook almost.
Right.
So it's nice to work with somebody like that and get a whole different vibe. Akshay's a completely different type of actor,
Right.
and I take away something from each film I do. Obviously, Rajinikanth is a living legend, so
Yeah.
I never thought I'd get the chance to work with somebody of that caliber so soon.
Right.
And I think more than learning my craft, which I have done on 2.0 a lot with the director and with Rajni sir, I've learned about evolving as an artist, because Rajni sir has been in the industry for so many years, and he's been at the top of his game for so many years, and I
Right.
think that's because of the type of person he is,
Right.
and how he's lived his life. So it's lovely to learn from him.
Right. Is there somebody on your wish list from Bollywood whom you would want to work with next? Any filmmaker, any actor?
I'm really greedy. There's so many. Sanjay Leela Bhansali is top of my list.
Right.
I think he just creates art on the screen.
Absolutely.
It really is. It's like a picture perfect painting come to life when Sanjay Leela Bhansali does a film.
Right.
Imtiaz Ali, I love his concepts, and I love the content of his movies and how he portrays his actors and actresses. So to do a film with him would be great also.
Yeah.
And then I'm very greedy when it comes to all the actors. I want to work with Salman, I want to work with Barun, I want to work with Tiger. There's so many of them that I'd love to work with, because I think there's so much talent and so much different talent. Everybody's so different, and there's so much variation in each actor.
Right.
So I'd like to work with each one of them and take a little bit away from each film.
Right. You've come from, like, you work in the South industry as well, and you are in Bollywood as well. So do you think, do you see a difference in the work culture, or how the actors function, how it is on the sets? Is it pretty different, or is it pretty much the same?
So I must admit, when I first started, when I did my very first film when I was 17, which was Madras Platinum, I didn't know anything about acting. I didn't know anything about India almost. I knew I wanted to travel here and be an expat traveller,
Right.
but I never thought I'd be in the industry of films here. I never thought I'd be an actor.
Right.
So when I started, I didn't know that there was such a divide between North and South. There was so many different industries, and they're all so different, and I think it's quite silly, to be honest, from an outsider and from a foreigner. It's one country, and we're all making movies to do one purpose, and that's to entertain and fulfill the audience's desires in a sense. But I do now see a difference. I feel a difference. I think it's ridiculous, but there is a difference for sure.
Okay.
Okay, for the way they work, South is very impromptu in a sense where anything goes. They'll change the scene on the day. I'll get my dialogues just before the scene, because everything's changing and they adapt, and it's very easy going there in that sense, and that's why they get the job done. They just go with the flow, and that's what happens. Whereas Bollywood, it's nice and structured and organised, and you can plan properly. That's a huge difference, and obviously then you've got the language difference, but they're both foreign languages to me anyway. I have to learn them with dedication and hard work, so that's, I suppose, not as different for me. And then you have films crossing over from south into north. Obviously there's lots of remakes, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, and they adapt differently for each industry. So I do see a difference, and I do feel a difference for sure.
So do you like it here more, or like how's it like?
I couldn't pick which one I like more. They're both that different that I enjoy both, and it's refreshing to leave one set and come to another and feel the difference, to be honest.
Right. So you are an outsider, right, to Bollywood. You have never had any filmy connections as such. You started with modeling and then South, and then Bollywood happened. So are there any challenges that you faced as an outsider in the film industry?
I think 6 years later down the line, and I'm still here, and I still feel really happy here. I think that's because of the people I've had and kept around me. I don't think I could have done it without that. Whether it be my managers, whether it be my hair and makeup team, my stylist, it's all a group effort, and it makes you feel a part of something. So I feel very welcomed in that sense. I've been very lucky with the support system from mum and dad. They come with me all the time, because it is lonely and it's a hotel life, and I have nobody here in a sense where everybody goes home to their family at the end of the day, or their partners, whereas I'm in my hotel, so it's nice to have somebody here. But I think, what was the question?
Do you feel like an outsider in the industry?
Okay, so in that sense, I don't feel like an outsider because I've got good people around me. And I think if I did, I wouldn't stick around. I'd be like, okay, this isn't for me. If you, I'm a big believer in, if you don't belong somewhere, then don't belong there.
Right. Okay. The first posters of the film have been already out. Akshay Kumar and Rajinikanth's first looks have been already out from the film, and everybody is like really liking it. So when can we get to see your look?
It's so unfair, isn't it, that they've not released mine look yet? But you're gonna really enjoy it, and you're gonna like it when it happens. I think because if they release my look of the film, it really gives a big part of the story away almost. So I think that's why they're keeping it under wraps. I think we're going to have another launch in a couple of months. They're going to do it in a grand way, of course. So maybe then you'll get to see more about my character and my look.
And what about the release date of the film? Is it confirmed that it's coming out on Diwali, or like what's it like?
Yes, that's confirmed. They've written that off, and sorry, let me start again.
That's okay.
Yes, Diwali is confirmed for 2.0 release.
And since you worked with Akshay, and you haven't yet worked with Akshay on this film, but you've worked with him before, and with Rajni sir also. So what is that one thing that you've learned from them each when it comes to acting, or when it comes to work? What is that one thing that you've learned from them?
I think one thing that they both have, the similar trait that they both have, is that they're very real, genuine people. I think, and that comes across on screen. If you're trying to be something that you're not, or it doesn't come from within, or if you don't feel it, obviously it doesn't work, and that's why they are where they are. They're superstars. But more in a sense, as a person, and how they treat you and how they treat everybody around them, I think that's why people love them the most.
2016, we saw a lot of women-centric movies. There was Sonam in Neerja, there was Alia Bhatt in Dear Zindagi. So, and also there was Kareena, who was breaking stereotypes. So if you look at the graph, Bollywood has actually evolved, and women are given more importance, or you could say women empowerment, and people are talking about women's rights. And I've seen on Instagram that you are also a huge supporter of the same. So do you think this is like the best time to be in the industry?
100%. and I think it can only get better. That it will improve with the content for women, and we're not going to put up with anything else. You know, I think that's more to the point. It's not that people have had this overnight realization, oh, we should give them these roles. No, people are standing up for themselves, and women are standing up for themselves, like Priyanka. She's a strong woman. She knows what she wants. She's a go-getter. That's why she is where she is. It's not because somebody said, oh, we'll give her a chance. No, she's made that happen. Same with Deepika. Absolutely. Karina with Heroine, I think that was a film that was very female orientated, and that kicked it off almost a few years back. And I don't think it's that people are like, okay, now we have to, we have to give them these roles. We won't accept anything else. So I think that's good, and think we're strong and we know what we want and gonna get it.
Absolutely. What about your future projects? What after this? What are you planning to do after this?
So, you've got a script right under your arm there that I'm reading, and it's a real female-orientated script as well, which is very cool. So I go for another narration for that tomorrow. So hopefully you'll see me in a Bollywood film by summer. My next project starts in March, and I can't release too much about that because it's being showcased at Berlin Film Festival this week. So it will be announced, and you'll have more details about that. But that starts and goes on floors at the end of March.
And there are these rumors that you will be there in Dabangg 3. What is your take on that? What do you have to say to that?
I can't wait to get the opportunity to have a film with Salman. So let's see what happens.